Hey guys. Alright, honest question. Don't you hate when this happens? Alright. Yeah. New package delivery, baby. Right, so good. Oh, no. This is, no. This. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. God, man. Me too. That's why this is my helper video to assist you in avoiding leaks, spills, and splatters so that you can become a badass entrepreneur with an awesome e-commerce shipping business. Let's get started. Okay guys, once again, this video is all about preventing leaks and spills while you're operating your e-com store and shipping wonderful goods all across this country or all across the world. And I personally can speak from a wealth of experience having 2 e-commerce stores that have shipped thousands of goods across this country, and the number of spills we've had, we can literally count on one hand. Okay, maybe 2, but that's beside the point. We're going to give you the best case, best scenario advice, and we're going to do it on a packaging by packaging basis. So first, we're going to start with jars. Now, I know jars aren't the most pressing matter when it comes to leaks and spills, because with jars, you're usually carrying high viscosity materials like heavy creams, heavy lotions, gels, or at the very most, powders. But just think about the cosmetic concern when it comes to jars. When people go to open their jar, but before they get it, it's been tossed and jostled around by the mailman, when they finally go to open that special cream of yours, well, they're gonna get a nice little surprise. A very thick, disgusting film on the underside of the cap. We really want to avoid this. But how? One word, liners. Liners are basically thin films that we put on the mouth of the jar so that the product inside can't really move around too much. In this case, liners serve about 3 purposes. They prevent leaks and spills, they're a boost to the product's presentation, as I mentioned earlier, and they serve as a guarantee that the product has not been tampered with in any way. So what kind of liners can we use for a jar? Well, there's really 2 types. The first one is pressure sealed liner. This type of liner is basically one that uses the pressure of the cap itself to help seal onto the mouth of the jar. Pressure sealed liners come in various forms and they're made of various materials. Most are made out of foam, some are made out of PVC or LDPE. A lot of them will actually come pre-installed in many of the caps you might source from different vendors. Others, and most of those that are made out of PVC, you can actually take and place on the mouth of the jar before applying the cap afterwards. And as a bonus, pressure seal liners are usually the cheapest solution if you really need to seal materials inside of a jar. The second method for sealing jars is using something called induction liners in a process called induction sealing. And personally, this is the method I use for pretty much all my packaging, and I really haven't had any significant leaking issues except for the few times where the delivery guy has had a bad day. With induction sealing, you're basically using a thin metallic film to place on the mouth of the jar, and then you're sealing it with an eddy current. This eddy current will then seal the liner to the mouth of the jar on the molecular level, providing a very, very tight seal. If everything I just said sounded like gobbledygook, don't worry, I'm going to go into vivid detail about induction sealing in the next section, which is bottles. Now, bottles is where you see the most complaints about leakage and spilling. And that makes sense. Bottles actually carry a various array of viscosities, from thick lotions to very, very loose watery spritzes. And this is where people need the most help. So my suggestion is the very first thing to do is pay attention to the type of cap or closure you're actually using on the bottle itself. Let's go over this. Here we have two of the most common caps used in the industry, a snap top cap and a disc top cap. Now, these are the two types of caps that are recommended widely from fulfillment centers to large retailers, simply for the fact that they can seal the top of the bottle very well and minimize the chance of leakage compared to other types of closures. All right. And I know what some of you are going to say, but MDB, listen, my customers, they really like pumps. They identify my brand by its very unique and special pump, and that's good for you. That is fine. Here's the problem. Pumps like the one you see here, they don't travel very well. Even if you have a pump with a nice locking mechanism, there's a very high chance that when it is done in the hands of the delivery man, it has been jostled around and the pump has become unlocked and starts squirting product all over the place. All right, we don't want that to happen. And so if you are really, really fixed on delivering pumps to your customers, the simple fix is to use a cap and then put the pump separately, and problem solved. If that doesn't help, I don't know what does. The second suggestion in helping you seal bottles is, just like with jars, to use liners. Again, just like jars, there are two types of liners in general. They're the pressure sealed liners and the induction sealed liners. Again, the pressure sealed liners, they use pressure only to keep the bottle attached, keep the liner attached to the bottle's mouth. But here's the problem. The materials inside bottles, again, are less viscous. Some of them are just complete water. Pressure sealed liners are not that strong. They're just held down by the pressure of the cap itself. Sometimes you're gonna have leakage. It doesn't matter what you do. So then we default to our second option, induction liners. I have one induction seal right here. As you can see, it has two sides. This is the side, it has a metallic coating, and this is the side that actually seals to the mouth of the bottle. And this is how it works. In general, these liners are usually pre-placed inside the underside of the cap. The cap and liner combo are then placed on top of a bottle, and then a device called an induction sealer will then place an eddy current, or a type of electrical current, across the top of this bottle, effectively sealing that film to the bottle opening on the molecular level. And I gotta tell you, it is a very, very strong seal. In fact, I put together a little demonstration to show you just how strong it is. Here we've put together a small booth with a chair. Some of these liners are so strong they can withstand 15 pounds of force, or even 9 pounds of force if they've been damaged. So we're gonna try it out real quick. Here we have a liner on a gallon bottle, and we're going to cut a small piece of that gallon bottle so that it has some damage. At the top of the booth, we've created an opening where we've inverted the gallon bottle so that it's facing down. And in that glorious chair, of course, is yours truly. We're gonna put on the timer and see exactly how long it takes for that liner to open and dump this honey and maple syrup mixture onto my head. Let's start the clock, and we'll just put it in the corner here for now and get on with the show. Now, induction sealing on bottles is a great method, don't get me wrong. But is it perfect? Absolutely not. The truth is, induction seals on bottles themselves have a tendency to fail with oils or oil-based products. Not all the times, it's not guaranteed, but it has a tendency to. So what do we do with oil-based products? Well, the solution I use for my stores is actually pretty simple. We use either a silicone or rubber-based plug. It's very cheap, very affordable, very available all over the internet. Just simply search for silicone or rubber-based plug, bung, or cork. Usually these are associated with the wine business, so you might find more availability there, but it's actually the perfect solution for essential oils, refined oils, any kind of oil you can think of. In addition, because oils can be very tricky, you might consider actually wrapping something around the thread of the bottle itself. The thread is the part where the cap actually screws down onto the bottle. Some people actually put silicone or Teflon tape around the thread of the bottle to prevent leaks and spills. That way, I've done it in the past. It's actually helped a lot. Next topic is something that some e-com stores simply can't seem to get around, but it is the issue of bags. Yes, bags are sometimes ideal for shipping powders, flakes, and granules of different items. And when it comes to bags, there's only one rule. It comes to my e-com store: double bag it. Bags can be punctured by multiple things. They can be eroded by multiple things. The more layers of protection you have around that bag, the better odds that it will be delivered to the customer intact. In addition, make sure the outer bag is sealed to the utmost degree. And guys, before we go on really quick, I want to share with you a little deal we have going on. Right now, we have developed an ebook called How to Sell Cosmetics on Etsy. On this channel, I have definitely covered, many times how Etsy is a wonderful platform to possibly get your brand off the ground or some of your e-com efforts off the ground. We developed this very detailed ebook about how to sell cosmetics on Etsy. You can actually get it for free today if you sign up on our newsletter. The link is in the description below. Otherwise, you can get the ebook if you go to alchemistexpress.com and actually pay for it. In addition, I want to take some time to tell you about this. Before I go on to the second part of the video, let me first take a moment to inform you about 3 courses you might be interested in, all brought to you by a company I co-own, Alchemist Express. Here we have condensed years of beauty sales, marketing, manufacturing, and formulations knowledge into courses that you can check out today. The first course is Creating a Successful Beauty Brand, a marketing and branding course for those who have an idea for the beauty space and are looking to market it effectively. Another course is Manufacturing a Beauty Brand, which focuses on sourcing manufacturers for your beauty brand and making sure you find the most effective way of working with them. And lastly, we have the Preservation course, aimed at both professional and novice formulators and people who are simply curious about how preservation of cosmetics works. This Preservation course teaches you everything you need to know, from challenge testing to expiration dates. Links to all the courses are in the description below. We will also occasionally have coupon discount codes that you can enter every so often. Okay, and some other tips and suggestions that you may or may not have thought about. Consider the fact that a lot of spilling and spillage occurs because the internal momentum inside that package that you're shipping to the customer is way too great. You're generating a lot of kinetic energy in there. The bottle or jar is being shifted around, and eventually that pump, that cap is going to open. It's just I forget the name of that law, but whatever can go wrong will. Your job for e-commerce should be to minimize the amount of airspace in every package that you ship. I know this can be difficult because I've gone through it. But it makes sense. Not only are you minimizing the amount of spillage that occurs in your business, but you're actually saving money. And as another offhand tip, if you're shipping really watery liquids, let's say perfume, consider, if you must, using absorbent material. I've personally had experience shipping perfumes to different customers. Not only do you have to worry about glass breaking, but you have to worry about the caps coming apart, and now you have an alcoholic material dispersed throughout the package itself, which makes the package flammable. Having an absorbent material inside your package minimizes that very much. And one more thing, guys, I know you're probably tired of me talking about Etsy and you never want me to say that word again, but if you are interested in my Etsy journey and how we got to where we are, I do have that vid posted right here. Go check it out if you have the time. Once again, ladies and gents, this is MDB, $1 Million Batchmaker. I wish you all success and the absolute best. Peace out.